Good morning, we are here. And all of a sudden something's popped up on my screen that I definitely don't need. Good morning. Today is all about, here we are, ready to learn how to feel optimistic, how to feel hopeful in 2020, which, let's face it, might be fun. Might seem a little bit of a challenge, but I hope if you're here with us now on day 16 of our journey, we've only got till Friday of our 20-day journey to really put EAM into practice. And I know right now, for many people, it can be hard to know how to be optimistic in hard times like this, because there is so much going on outside and we have this little glimmer of hope, and then sometimes it seems to get taken away, or it's such a roller coaster. The truth is, we all want to know how to be hopeful and how to stay positive, especially in amongst everything around us that's happening. You guys look a little bit wonky over there. Morning. Doesn't want to play ball. You are. Oh, you're going to want to that way. Morning. So today what we want to talk about, of course, we're going to get to the 5 steps of EAM. We're going to do the work on releasing any resistance to being optimistic and being positive or feeling hopeful. But in the midst of all of this, I think it's also really important to understand some simple principles around the energy of change. And this, for me personally, is one of the things that's keeping me in an aligned place, in a place of feeling trust, in knowing that everything has to go through this process in order to transform into something new. And for those of you who don't know this already, and this is just one of many things in the back of my mind, but this one piece, I hope, will give you some clarity and some faith and optimism and some hope in seeing whatever it is that's going on around you is simply in the process of change. Everything always is. So the flip chart is coming out. Those of you who've been anywhere near me will know that it's always I love to draw in the flip chart. So hoping you can still hear me okay. So many of you might have seen this before, and I always have to remember to draw this the right way around. There we go. Okay, so many of you might recognise this as the yin yang symbol. So this is the most yin. I should have left myself a bit more space at the top, and this is the most yang. I'm hoping you can see my very technical drawing. So the reason I'm explaining this to you is everything in our life has to move through this process. Everything in life flows through this process. This is what true flow is really all about. And there are lots of ways to show this. Everything moves from yang, which is seen as the up, the out, the light, the expansive, the exciting, the positive, think of it as sunlight. Everything in life is mixed into either yin or yang, and it's all about the relationship from one thing to another. And then the yin, in comparison, is more dark. It can seem cold, it's inward, it's winter, it's exactly this time of year that we're in as well. But everything in life moves through this process, and there are other layers that you can lay over this that describe a different dynamic, which moves through 5 elements of a process. you're probably thinking, Yvette, just shut up and get on with it. The reason I'm explaining this to you is because whatever you're looking at, whether you're thinking about all of the things that are happening in the world right now, whether it's a challenge in your relationship, whether it's a challenge in your money, whether it's something to do with your health, whether it's something to do with your work, with your business, with whatever's happening in any situation in your life, everything has to go through this process in order to transform into the next version of itself or whatever it's going to be. And whilst it's going through this process, sometimes it looks a little bit uncomfortable or things look darker than they might seem to be. And it's all because of the state of flow. So if you look at right now, we're somewhere here in this process. Even just with this time of year, we are coming towards this point, which is actually the 21st of December. And if you look at everything that's going on in the world right now, it's almost like the light is disappearing. And if you look outside, the days are getting shorter. We are coming into this time period when everything's going in, it's going in on itself. The days seem shorter, it feels colder, it feels darker. We have literally got less light. So it can seem like things are worse or not as good as we would like them to be, and this applies to every situation, until you get to this point. Once you get to this point, what then begins to happen, if you look here, there's this light, the big circle of yang, within the yin. Within the darkness, there is always this glimmer of light. There is always this seed of upward, outward yang energy, which actually propels the cycle to move from this state of yin at the bottom all the way back up to the top of the journey, the yang, the excitement, the peace, the love, the freedom, the happiness, the light. And if we were applying this to our year, this is our summer solstice. Instead of our winter solstice here, the 21st of December, this is our summer solstice, which is usually 21st of June. So everything moves through this, our years, our months, our days, our relationships, our money, our wealth, etc. So what I want you to think about is the reason I'm saying all of this in relation to hope. When you understand that everything in your life is somewhere on this cycle, maybe it's that your relationship's in this process at the minute and it's all amazing and happy and gorgeous and wonderful, or it might be that you're right down here reflecting in on yourself, looking at whatever it is that you need to change, where you want to be. This is what this part of the process is for. It's about turning inward. It's about self-reflection. It's about taking what you've learned from this part of the journey, taking the knowledge, the experience, the learnings, the aha moments, the lessons, and using that to inform this next part of the cycle. Who you're going to become, what's it going to evolve into, what's the next phase going to look like. Nothing ever ends. It always evolves, and it's always evolving into something new. The something new that it's going to evolve into depends entirely on your state of flow. Entirely on what you think, on what you feel, on what you say, on how you act, and your flow state. And that's obviously the reason why we are sharing EAM with you, because the more aware you are of yourself, the more you apply EAM. Even over these last 16 days, we have barely scratched the surface or shown you what's possible with using these 5 steps. We've kept it super simple. All we've been working on is emotions, and you can use EAM for so much more. Those of you who are tuning in, actually, if I do a Q&A thing next week, just to talk a little bit about more of that, keep an eye on your inbox, because I'm probably going to talk to you more about some of the other possibilities of this. I want you to hold on to this vision. I want you to hold on to this picture and know that wherever you are in your journey, it's simply part of the process, and all you need to do is keep putting EAM into practice. Does that make sense? If you can just give me a little yes somewhere underneath. I completely sidetracked from what I was going to talk about. So know that you're somewhere on the journey, and this is where your hope, your strength, your optimism can come in. So let's begin working through the 5 steps today. Make sure that we're going to release any resistance. If you're new to this, please watch the link under the video to see the 5 steps of EAM in practice for yourself. And close your eyes with me. Stand with your feet hip width apart. And we are going to do work today again for ourselves and the rest of the planet. That session on Friday was incredible. Thank you for all of you who are here. Just close your eyes. Relax. And we're just going to ask your body if you have any resistance to feeling hope or optimism. So step 1, you ask the question. Step 2, your body's going to respond. Step 3, different ways to do step 3. Check in with what it feels like in your energy, or check in with numbers. How many resistances to feeling hopeful and optimistic do you have? Is it more than 100, more than 1,000, more than 10,000? Just give yourself a ballpark figure. More than 100,000? More than 1 million? Okay, so then we're going to work on releasing all of those resistances. We're going to clear them, whatever it's showing up as something in your energy or whether you're just working with numbers. Step 4, we're going to work through and release these together. So simply repeat these words out loud after me. I am ready to release any and all resistances, reversals, patterns, thoughts, beliefs, or behaviours which may be preventing me from being hopeful and optimistic. I release this all from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to release any and all resistances to feeling hopeful and optimistic about the future, about my life. I release this all from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to release any and all resistances to feeling hopeful and optimistic. I release this from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. Take a nice deep breath in. And then we're going to do another release for the whole of humanity as well. I am ready to release anything which may be standing in the way, affecting, infiltrating, clouding, or hiding hope and optimism from our global consciousness. I release this from my energy and the energy in the field. I release this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to release any and all resistances from the collective energy. I release this in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to release all resistances to feeling hope and optimism. I release this from my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. Take a nice, big, deep breath in and out. Thank you. Okay, step 5. Now we get to call in, request, and ask for whatever it is that we want. Optimism and hope are the energies that you want. They will pave the way for you to create the new vision, the new life, the new future, whatever it is that you want to create. When you've got these emotions of hope and optimism within you, as you start thinking about things, you create a beautiful picture. You're hopeful. You're projecting that energy into the future, which will lay the pathway for you to manifest what it is that you're looking for. Without hope, without optimism, you end up pessimistic, which is resistance. You'll start paving the way full of doubt. So what we want to do with step 5 is make sure that we are opening ourselves up and creating the true steps forward that we want. So again, we're going to wrap this in for us and across for the whole of humanity. And seeing as we all enjoyed holding hands together on Friday, I think it would be a beautiful thing for us to do again. So I just want you to consciously ground yourself, make sure that your feet are connected. Imagine energy running down both sides of your legs. You've got roots coming out of your feet into the ground. Bringing it back up through your body, up out the top of your head. Bring your conscious awareness up out the top of your head. Imagine you floating up above your roof, up through the clouds, zooming out to outside the planet, and you've got a big global view. And once again, I want you to look to your left and your right and to see each and every one of us as we surround the planet in a beautiful circle. Reaching your hands out to the side as we connect. Feeling the energy rolling in through your right hand, out through your left. As it begins to cycle round and around. I am ready to allow myself to be a light walker, paving the way to create light, hope, love, and optimism as we focus our attention on creating the new paradigm for ourselves and the new planet. As we send love, freedom, joy, transformation, positivity, and expansion for ourselves and everyone else around us. I allow all of this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I am ready to allow myself to be a beaming beacon of light, a light walker on this planet. I allow all of this into my energy in all forms, on all levels, and at all points in time. I send this out to the planet to connect to love, peace, freedom, hope, optimism, and love as we create the new paradigm for each and every person on the planet. I just want you to cycle that energy round through your hands again. Take a nice deep breath in. Make sure that your chest is open, your heart is open. And just for fun, I want you to imagine you're using your heart as a beam. Sending a beam of light and love to the planet as we all look around and see all of this love and light coming through us, through our hearts, connecting to each other, to the planet. And visualize all of the little lights as you see everybody else's hearts lighting up. Connecting to yours, connecting to this work that we're sending to each and every person. Just seeing all the little tiny dots. Ping, 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 ping. As we switch everybody on and wake them up. Letting them feel this work that we're doing for them each and every day. And whenever you feel ready to, bring your arms down by your side. Just give each other a squeeze of the hand. Bring yourself back down through the clouds. Back in through the top of your head. Just connect into your heart, into your tummy, into your hips, down into your feet. Make sure that you're consciously grounded again. And whenever you feel ready to, you can open your eyes. Thank you. Beautiful souls, for creating this feeling of hope and optimism for yourself and everyone around you. Remember to keep on beaming this everywhere you go, when you go and do your Christmas shopping, when you go and do whatever it is that you're out and about doing, whether you're talking to people online, whether it's just showing up in different social media groups, just keep being this beacon of light. Remember, this light within the darkness is what helps us to create the new. And right now, we are in the process of transforming from the old paradigm to the new. And that is truly where our faith and hope will lie. For now, you guys, we'll see you very, very soon. And see you again tomorrow morning. Only 4 more days to go. Love you loads. See you later.